What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, we back again. Hey, battle tested live. Yes, I said live. We are in the building today. Man, I got a special guest, man. My gosh, man, it's an 8 episode, and guess what? He's my Ocho, right? The beginning of a new journey, man. That's what the name of the show is today. And I'm super crazy excited just to invite this guy, man. Like I talked about him last week, I could say 1,000 different things about this guy, but one thing I would definitely say is congratulations, right? Congratulations, because you just got your doctorate degree after 800 years, right? Like after 800 years.
800.
Dr. Mikhail Alexander, man, this guy has served in the United States Navy. Man, he got his master's degree, bachelor's degree. Man, I ain't gonna say what he's about to do now because he's in my military fraternity. He's my line brother, right? National Line Alpha Chi. This guy's a dope individual. From day one, us meeting, we just been linked in, and people think we don't like each other, but that's my guy. I talk crap to everybody, no matter who you are, right? And we just locked in. It's Dr. Mikhail Alexander. Thank you for coming, bro. Like, man, like this is exciting because we got this huge announcement, right? The book just is about to launch and all of that stuff. We're talking about this book right here. Believe His Glory, My Story. Let me tell you, this guy, he hit me up about 7 weeks ago, and he said, I'm ready. I'm ready. He just called me randomly, said, I'm ready. And then I had to remind him, it's been about 8 years you've been saying you're ready, bro. It's been about 8 years. So you really ready? He said, bro, who you want me to send the money to? I said, well, okay, cool. Let's do it, bro. You talking numbers now, right? Like, let me tell you, this guy, his journey is ridiculous. You know, man, hey, man, welcome here, man. Welcome.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
This is a long time coming, and
Yeah.
One thing I can say about it, and I said all the time, is that you shoot an idea, and whatever that idea is not that the how I feel when you shoot the ideas or the things that you said, and it's like, man, I just don't have that. I don't have that the finances to be there like I want to be, But I was always there supportive in prayers and stuff like that. But here we are. It's a fruition and just things just happening for me. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. Man, you're Ocho, right? Ocho, and just so
New
happened,
beginnings.
I'm not gonna say what I thought, right? Like, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm not gonna go there. I do want to. It's at the tip of my tongue. I'm not gonna go. Just so happened the show is named "The Beginning of Your Journey," right?
Mhm.
Like the beginning of your journey. How did everything start for you though, bro? Like really, let's hop in this thing. How did this thing start for you though?
You mean the book in itself, or
Yeah, like really, where your journey started? Where you from, man?
originally from Toledo, Ohio.
Okay.
Born in '68. My birthday will be the 30th of this month.
Okay.
My mom has my two children, myself and my oldest sister Didi, who may be watching.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was at the car dealership, and I'll go from there. Like I said, born in Toledo, Ohio. We moved and relocated to St. Louis, and was raised in St. Louis, Missouri. Um, Graduated from Western Groves High School. Top hat and cane. We the statesmen. Yes, colors. School colors was orange and black, so that's orange has always been my favorite color. Uh, from there, I was a young father. I was 18 when I had my first. When I have actually, I walked across the stage with her. She was
Oh, that's monumental right there.
So
never forget that one.
So it was. So I had a daughter before I graduated high school. Uh, Graduated June, joined the Navy. The following week, but I had a scholarship, Fort Winter scholarship, because I had my daughter and I took care of my responsibilities.
Mhm.
So joined the Navy at 18. moved out to California. I can honestly say, I would have to say
that's really where your journey
where the
kind of
journey
started, right?
kinda
Like,
started outside of the things that I've experienced
yeah,
as far as who I am and whose I am, as far as when the Lord is concerned. Yeah, it has a lot of that has, but to say I can honestly say the journey more or less started in when I got to California.
right. Well, like I said, man, like it's just a pleasure of and getting to know you over the last what, like 8 years, I think.
8 years, 8 years.
It's crazy, right?
Golly.
Like, wait, next month will make 8 years for us, really, right? Like, we've been knowing each other. We crossed about,
What?
well, 2018.
20.
So it's about 7 years, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And time just be flying. You don't even know it.
Yeah,
I'm just
it
saying.
feel
like it, right?
Like considering everything that we have endured in the last 5 years. So
yeah, man. Like, what sparked some of your thoughts and some of the to get us here today? What kind of sparked that stuff?
My testimony.
Yeah, your testimony. Like
my testimony. It started and I'll say this, and I say my testimony, and the reason the book is entitled "Believe," because when the Lord asks us, or when the Lord calls us, and we say yes, and we decide, and we finally say yes, He never tells us the in betweens. He just calls us, and first off, He wants to see if we're going to say yes. And so, are you going to answer the call? Once you answer the call, yes. And so now you're waiting on a response. And then that's when he's going to say, da. And that's why the byline goes, believe his glory, my story. Although it's my story, he gets the glory in all of it. So, but how do you talk about the glory of God when how can you talk about the story when the glory of God overshadows the story in itself? So,
yeah. I get that. Man, when you say something, when you answer, boy, you say yes, just say yes, right? Like you don't know what the beginning, you know what I mean? You know it's the end one day.
But he shows you.
Yeah.
He'll say, you say yes, and you'll have a conversation. He'll give you a glimpse. This is where you start, but he'll give you the glimpse at the end. But he never said that you would not, or we would not go through anything.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, so to say what sparked, with the start of the journey, I would say California.
Yeah.
And I would almost say, I'll take it back from, I would say California, because on the spiritual aspect of it, I went back to St. Louis, and it started, that's when I learned, I gave my life to Christ, and said, got baptized in Jesus' name, Pentecostal, apostolic. That's just who I am.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
But it goes back to that point. It goes back to that point. And then jumping forward and getting in and going into like I said, first time in California. I grew up as a well-rounded kid. My friends, I had friends that were Indian, Mexican, just growing up. So I really didn't know that. I really didn't know segregation.
Mm-hmm.
I never really knew it as a kid growing up in Toledo because I had a mixture of everything.
Right.
But when we moved to St. Louis, it was black and white.
Yeah.
So that took a stance of its own. And so then I was raised in this culture. And I say this, and I left home and I came back. And you look at it and you see it for what it is. I said, you saw so many people in a slave mentality.
Yeah.
And so in that, and I was like, oh my God, this is just, it's the things that God just takes you through. And so got to California, and the first time I met a Filipino.
Yeah, first time you met a Filipino. Yeah. Okay.
True story.
What is it, back in the 80s, right?
80s. Okay.
87. 2 years after I was born. Wow. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna throw any shots.
You're gonna be you, right? I love it. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So first time meeting Filipinos, and okay, so you know how you get to boot camp, and
Right,
I don't
right.
really, Air Force, y'all didn't do.
Man, don't start with that nonsense, man.
Y'all
Like,
eating lobster and everything in boot
okay,
camp. Okay, y'all
man,
had
get
y'all,
to the story, man,
okay.
because you nonsense right now.
You know he's outnumbered, right?
Hey, there you go. But no, but in all seriousness, I met the I got to California boot camp, and I'm sitting there at the drill sergeant, drill company commander, the short guy, Manapat. Now I had been in drill company, I'd been in the holding pattern for almost 2 weeks now, because I was on the drill team, and that's 90 guys in it. So the battalion was 60, so I had to wait for them to handpick 90 guys, and I was the first one there. So me and you got there at the same time, but you went to the basic military training. That's what they call them, BMTs. You go there, and you 3 weeks. You now outrank me by 3 weeks, but we got there at the same time because your training started before I did. But anyway, 3 weeks go by, and I get a phone call, and this person comes in, and I'm like, who the hell is this person? I don't know who it is. I got off the plane, and that's all I saw. I didn't see no whites. I didn't see no blacks. I just saw Filipinos. And at 18, he came up. He knew everything about me, my high school, my year I was born. I'm like, oh hell, they getting ready to take me out.
He's about to get taken out, right? Like,
look, but no, and I'll say real quick. I got my phone call, and I called my mom crying. I told her to call the congressman because I said I'm not in the United States Navy.
Mention the phone call. Hey, call BFAM 1096-678-383-4378. Call in. Let's talk to Dr. Mikhail Alexander and ask him some questions right now, guys. Like, that's the number 678-383-4378. All right. So he's speaking a phone call. Let's pop that in there, okay? So let's rock and roll, man. Like, you got this book out, man. You got this. Man, got this book out right here. Man, like, I got my copy in, and you got your copy in, and I'm looking in it, and I'm like, wow. I did 7 weeks, knocked it out. So if anybody looking to get a book, let's put it together. Let's put it together. I've done this a lot, so it wasn't too hard for me. But it was really, I do need the manuscript. I cannot do anything without the manuscript, okay? So we got that thing knocked out, but like, what is that like for you, man? To see this, you wrote this in 2013, right? You finished it in 2013. Yes. To absolutely 10 years of letting it sit and collect dust. Yeah. Like, how does that feel? Like, I talk crap to you about it. You drop some tears and stuff, and but how does it feel to have a book in your hand, though?
It's a surreal feeling.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, and you see other people and you congratulate them, and you
right.
see, and it's like, and then all of a sudden, it's like, honestly, it's like, this is my work. This is me. This is me. The things that I have gone through from 18 to where my like I said, it started in California. So it goes back, of course, but it starts at when I was 18.
Well, I had to go through the book a little bit to format it and do all this stuff. That's a wild book right there. But I just say that. I had to be taken back for a couple times. So, but you got to check it out, guys. I'm telling you, man, I'm excited for him, though. You know what I mean? I talk, everybody. I'm in 2 fraternities too, so this is the first fraternity I joined right here, Kaplan Kai Military Fraternity Incorporated. So it's an all military fraternity. You never served in the military, you cannot join, right? And I'm also a Sigma too, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. So that's the educational side. But this guy right here, man, he got more degrees than a thermometer. So but one of the things is about battle tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand, right? What doesn't break you builds your brand. Like, as I think about that statement, when I came up with that and to name, me and DC talked, and I said, I gave him the thought and the idea, and I told him, man, he said, man, I like it, right? Instant, I like it, right? And you think about a lot of the times we've gone through this thing called battle tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand. So now that you got this book coming out on October 30th, which is your birthday, right? Like
Birthday.
so
Yes,
right now
yes.
it's available on pre-sale, right? Pre-sale right now on Amazon. You can go pre-sale and go and get your copy. So as soon as it launches, you got it. I didn't say drop, I said launch, because we going to the moon with this one. Because you see the cover is crazy. The cover is bananas, right? Like, this is very attractive cover right here. So I would definitely say, man, whew, man, I'm excited for you though. It's a real test, man. Hey, being battle tested. What battle test? I know I've been battle tested. You went through it with me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Having been battle tested, you went through it with me. Like, name one thing that you've been battle tested about, like your battle test, and kind of give people a little insight of what they're gonna pick up in this book right here.
Well, this book, and you said something previous a little earlier, and you know what made me, after, like I said, holding on to it. And you said this, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just read this one, and I like this. And you gotta, actually, I want you, because my glasses.
Oh, you want me to read this right here?
Just this one part, and then I'll finish what I was going to say.
All right. Be courageous enough to make art that no one will love but you. Andrea Gibson.
And you said that the first time you said it, and we explained what it was. So this, that once you out there, the moment you out here now. It's like, damn, I'm out here, and and then I'm the Peter. I am the modern day Peter. When it comes to it, like I said, I was called, and the things that you have gone through, and it's just in this statement right here, I went to, the Bible says, "They that worship me must worship me in spirit and in truth." And in all actuality, my truth did not come until my 39th birthday.
Okay.
Okay. But by that time, my testimony it's God's testament, but my testimony was something that I kind of like allowed before at first, because I didn't allow people to put me in a box, so to say, and when you hear this thing over and over and over again, people say that's the same testimony, and you get the same testimony, it's my testimony. But then and so what am I supposed to give? But it was what the testimony was. It was what the testament was, is, and shall be.
I like that.
That I had to grow beyond what people were going to say about my daughters. That, because I grew beyond what they're going to say about me. It was that I took that on in my early years, as a young father, and then you taking it, and then at first it seemed like it's all about you when you're going through it.
Yeah.
And so then then you start hearing people saying you're selfish, and I'm like, well, how can I be selfish if I'm taking care of me?
Yeah.
I'm the one I'm going through this right now.
Yeah. You have to endure. You enduring that.
And so
right.
Yeah. And so enduring that, I've had individuals tell me, I did all this praying for you and all that kind of stuff, and you went right back to you. And I'm thinking, I'm like, wait. I'm like, I thought God did. I thought this was what God did. I thought, Jesus did this. I'm like, and now I said, oh, look at you. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. But then that taught me, like I said, that taught me strength and what the true meaning of the word in and of itself, what it meant going through what I had to go through. So this started coming out. This came out, and I wrote this because it's my life, but it's different parts in my life. Nothing specific to bring out any business or to tell who did what to me or what was done between myself and the individual. It's none of that bashing or anything like that. It's just that aspect of what every person may be going through in life after me. And it's like I went through it. I know what you're going through.
Right.
So again, I'm one of those, me, I don't like to put titles to a situation. So, being in the same gender relationship for now 18. Ooh.
Hey.
Yeah.
Don't even remember.
No, it'd be 17. It'd be 17. But but when you start labeling stuff, so for me, what started in California was being diagnosed or contracting the HIV virus. And then that was in 92.
Wow.
And we were just coming out of, and being in the Navy and being in the military, we were just coming out of the AZT, phase. That's when they went into the cocktail mode. And you're just a walking guinea pig.
Wow.
And
33 years.
It's 33 years.
That's a long time.
And
boy, you still here. Shit, but you still here. God, I had to think about that. That's a lot of years.
It's a lot of years. But and so being on all that, it got to a point. Like I said, that was in 92, and so I was on a tail end of the cocktail experience, and I started off with AZT, and I blew up to 300 pounds.
Wow.
And didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
But I know that my uniforms wasn't fitting the same way. So it was
a new clothing line. Is that what you're saying?
And so and that was my thing. Coming from a family that's an intellect. My father's side of the family, they read newspapers and all that kind of stuff, and I love them. But then on this side, my mom was educated. It's just. But so I was like, wait a minute, come on now, we can't do this.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like you said something there, and because me and you had many conversations about life and sit on the phone for an hour or two, whatever the case is, and man, you said a lot of different things that you got to really unpack, right? And like over life, you have endured, like,
You know what? To what you're saying, and I sit up under a great man of God, my pastor, Jeremy Tubb, over at Living Faith Church in Forest Park. But outside of him, I can honestly say that I sat under many men and women, many men of God, just maybe 2 or 3 women of God. But of them, I only had, outside of this, my current pastor, 2 pastors. And one is now the suffragan bishop or bishop over San Diego. And the other one was Pastor Williams, who passed in 2005. And it was this pastor, and he said to me, "Now, out of all the stuff you just said, all the stuff that I've been through, I will always tell God, and like I would have these conversations of one-on-one, like I was going crazy in the conversation. And within talking to him, I'm going crazy because the stuff I've been going through, the stuff that he has been dealing with me on. Like I said, it seemed like I popped up into life at 5. It's when a life that I can remember going back to 5. Anything beyond 4, anything beyond 5, I remember dreams. The Lord was dealing with me on. And these are some heavy dreams. So I said all that to say that this pastor, he was like, you just get all this stuff, and I'm going, I felt like I was going crazy, and then going through the stuff that I'm going through, and you got people that's saying stuff and different things, and just, and so he said, and I never uttered those words until now in this conversation, but the pastor said, he said, Elder Alexander, Alexander, he said, I had to ask the Lord to bring me out when he allowed me to see what you was going through. He said, he got dizzy. He said, you should have lost your mind a long time ago. And so to that's the stuff that not like I said, this is my testimony and what God had brought me. Because he said, I'm going to take you through a deathbed experience, and he did. And,
Wow.
But it was some of the people along the journey from kid to where I'm at now. So, and I'm that type of person where if I did it, when I did it, I must have enjoyed it. Because we don't do nothing. We don't do nothing that we don't, unless we made to do something. Then that's a different story.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, the stuff that we've done, we did it because we enjoyed doing
it. Like really setting yourself, like, I know you fell down and you probably beat yourself up 1,000 times over. Really, right? Like, and that's what we talk about on Battle Tested, man. I think a couple of weeks ago we talked about overcoming anxiety and fear. And I'm sure that was a lot of what you had going on. We talked about divine alignment. That's switching things up. And we talked about a lot of different things. This is the 8th episode. Talking about a lot of different things. So, right, like I told you, like it's all divine. It's all divine.
It's our genre. It's just what we do.
Hey, it's all divine. And it's new begging. And so, you had to rebuild yourself. What are some, like, give about 2 to 3 things that you did since, being contracted with the HIV virus, and since over the last 33 years of having to rebuild yourself? What are the 2 or 3 things? If you got them, shoot them out to them. If you don't, if it's gonna take you a little bit, that's fine. But if you got 2 or 3 things that you really, man, you could just throw like these are some of the, I know from, because I talk about CA plus CI equals IP, really, like conscious action plus clear intentions equals incredible possibilities, right? So I've shared a lot of methodologies from that I've had to endure since my late wife's transition, whatever, and all of that, right? So I've throughout that journey, it's been amazing people that have come through my life. They're in my life now, and so definitely shout out to them. And you've been one of them too. So, like, what are a couple things that you would say that help you rebuild? Because that's a lot of rebuilding, bro. Like, I couldn't even. I know what I had to endure. I know what I had to endure. But having to endure that, my gosh.
Well, you know what? Again, this hence his glory, my story. He prepares us for what we already got to go to. Your purpose is your purpose, and everybody can walk it.
Yeah.
And so, what we'll see that person with, like I said, this is my story.
So they got to get the book, basically.
They got to get the book. All
right. Hey, he said he ain't giving no jewels up. You gonna get the book.
That's the key. I gave the key one. That's how it opens up. That's just how it opens up.
Hey, you got to get the book, man. Not my book. His book. His right here. Believe. And that's what you got to start off with. You got to start off with believe and all that. I know when I wrote my book, man, I was crazy excited about it. So I can't even imagine how you're feeling about it. and we probably gonna take a picture because this was my first book right here, Man of My Night, Secretary of My Day. This is his first book right here. Believe, his story, his glory, my story, and and just a conversational man. So many lessons and of leadership. I'm sure throughout since '92, bro. Like that's a long time. I'm still as locked in on that, bro. That's a long time. And hey, I'm just saying, right? Like, but you to be here today in 2025, a lot of things have changed in 2025, right? Like back then, we talking about, man,
We just had a block phone. We didn't have a flip phone, but we did.
you know what I
It
mean?
did
Like
it came
you,
out.
sometimes, like back when y'all were coming up, I ain't gonna speak on, I ain't gonna throw no shade, but back when y'all was coming up, y'all had to get in the car, right? You can't even talk on the phone without a car. So I'm just saying. But let me tell you, man, I'm sure that like we've been knowing each other, right? We got blessed and lucky to be on the same line.
Yep.
In 2018, right? I think we got on our first call around June 2018. And we locked up, you know,
Yeah.
From there and 2018. And it was a lot of people, and we went down and we had 12 people on our line. I'm the sink on the glue, right? Like I'm the guy. Yeah. My name is Calm, okay? My name is Calm. But I'm not really calm. I am calm, but I'm not too, right? Like,
well, it's an acronym.
yeah, it's an acronym, right?
Acronym.
Knowledgeable,
KK.
assiduous,
Yeah.
lion-hearted, and meticulous, right? I am all those. I love the name, right? They was gonna name me MLK though, Martin Luther King, right?
That was the running joke.
They were gonna like you guys probably know on the show, whatever. I share a lot of different knowledge, right? I like to share knowledge because lack of knowledge perish, right? Like lack of knowledge. And so you have shared a lot of information today, just in these few minutes of talking right now, and all of that stuff. So here it is. What is a few things, right? We're gonna throw some more light, all right? We're gonna shine some more light onto this book. What is a few things you would say they can? You already dropped one thing that if you got to go in there, those three things you got to. But what? Why should I pick this book up?
It's authentic.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
It's transparent.
I love that. I get it.
And those the two words was authentic and transparent. But what just popped in my head or what shot my spirit was translucent.
Translucent, lucent.
Transition.
Okay, transition. Okay.
Transcending.
Oh, okay, got it. We gonna get one of them T's though.
Yeah, it's transcending, and so that it was authentic, transparent, and it's transcending.
Hey, I need somebody to call in, man, and ask this man some questions. Right? 678-383-4378. BFAM 1096. Let's talk, man. Like, let's call in and 678-383-4378. If the phone rings, we're gonna stop and he's gonna answer some questions. So let's make the phone ring, make it happen. Okay, cool. So, man, years and years and years. What makes you put it out now? What made you to make that phone call?
I think seeing your resolve, seeing you bouncing back from what we all unexpected, what we wasn't even we know it's in life, what's in life, but we just wasn't, And I was in Miami at the time, and and then I say sis, I say sis, uh, was the one spearheading.
All right, okay.
And so I just got the promotion. I'm paying rent down there, mortgage up here, car note, and everything else. And then spouse at home taking care of the house and everything, and holding everything down, even when the problems come up. But the thing that why. Like I said, it was your bounce back, because I didn't know this transition had really bothered me, because like you said, I can remember when y'all pulled up into the parking lot and we walked out and she was pregnant and we clicked. And I remember when she introduced her and she said her name and she said, I said, oh, her and Racy, it's probably they gonna click, and they did. So it was that, and I said it's time it's time to put it out there. When I saw that you were okay, and I saw how you were coming back, and then I didn't feel when you called, you give those ideas. I didn't feel like I said that. So you keep on that. When you need me, this was coming. I said I'll be there. I'm ready. And so as that happened, I just said, you know what, this is what this was talking about. And no, I want you to take the helm, and that's what we did.
See, guys, man, that's a powerful story. Just, that's the first time I'm hearing that. You never know when you are lifting someone up, right? Like, you never know when you're lifting someone up. See, for me personally, right, like the people that were in my internal circle, and my kids, those are the people that I wanted to really, like, I wanted to see. And just a couple of weeks ago, my son got in trouble a little bit, and he mentioned that. He said, Dad, I really admire you, how you bounce back from things. See, that's what I was going for. And I wasn't even thinking about my line brothers, or my fraternity brothers, or people just in general in life. That's one of the things. And so I appreciate that, bro. Like, and I for me, that's what I was thinking about, those kids, and ensuring that my close knit people was really, not to say you're not my close knit, of course, but my kids and my significant other, like I was really thinking about that, because I had to endure, and that was it was a time and a half. I'm not gonna lie, but I wouldn't be here without that, and we talking about this show wouldn't even be here without that, right? Like, I wouldn't even be able to speak on here. Like, for me, I always, because I shined in the military, right? Like, I did a lot of great things in the military, as I mentioned, and I took the seat back when I came out the military, because I was dealing with a lot of mental health. I did 4 tours in 6 years. We talking about, man, I ain't gonna go in depth because I don't want to mess somebody's head up. But I seen some things, right? I seen some things, but I'm here, right? And I had to enjoy that. So it was very powerful and impactful. So I would definitely say those things right there is the key, right? Like, that's the key. Like, when you get knocked down, I heard Les Brown say, you get knocked down, you can look up, you can get up, right? Les Brown said, if you land on your back, you look up, you can get up. And so that's how I look at it. I always process through my mind, just like that, right? So man, talking about this out loud, it spreads the awareness of making sure that you get like, let me ask that question. Like, how did you find out, so people can this to go into, so people can go get tested, right? Like go and get annual, like
testing, yeah.
Annual a year, right? Like, how did you find out? We're gonna keep that brief, okay? So we can finish thing up.
But that
how did you
being a corpsman, we are required to get tested every 6 months.
Got it. Every 6 months. Wow. So, like, you being medical, right? So would you advise, like, how often would you advise people to go get their medical tested? Men especially, Black men for sure, right? Because we be like, nah, I'm straight. As long as I ain't bleeding, I'm good, right? Like, it's the most retarded thing in the world. But go ahead and answer that.
I would say get tested as often as you can. Not every time you go do something. I'm not saying like that, but one, just get tested on. Like I said, for me, for us, we were required to do it every 6 months. That at that time, that was the incubating period before you, since from the last time you had an encounter into for it to surface. So if you had in that 6 month period, like I said, when it first what happened at first, I went and got tested. My test came back negative, and so then I due to get another 6 months. And so when I got up to Oakland in '92, they called me into the office and I saw my medical record sitting on the desk, and I'm a PPD converter. So, I'm thinking that I'm getting ready, this big old lump getting ready to build up in my chest and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die from PPD. Because, I took the INH and all that. So they had no clue, had no idea. And by that time, like I said, I was very outgoing, and the people knew me on the base and everything at the command at the hospital. And the doctor came in, he said, sit down. He said, H.N. Alexander, no, it's Petty Alexander. I want you to sit down. It's okay. Long story short, he said, you just did your test. You just took your HIV test. And your test, I said, yes. He said it came back positive. And
damn,
it was like everything went still. Just, and I can't go into it, but that's to play back what I saw a few months prior. But anyway, he sat there, and the doctor, he was like, "You okay?" And I'm going, "Yeah. Am I supposed to act any other way?" He's like, you're not running around," because what he was expecting, and I knew who he was, but all I saw was this white doctor expecting this black man to act a fool.
Flip some tables over.
Just flip the tables over.
Donkey Kong.
and then, but the real insult was because they knew I was the same gender, at the time. And like, but then it would have been bisexual, but okay. Then I felt like they wanted to see that side, because it was like that was, I took it all in. I'm like, now you want to say? I said, now you want to sit here. I want to go act ignorant and everything. Now he gonna want me to see that little punk side of me too. So it's like, see.
Man, wow, that's a powerful story right there. Like, that is okay.
Yeah.
That is very powerful right there. And man, like, let me ask you this one last question. Then you're gonna give out where they can find you at, and all of that stuff. But this question is, you're a veteran. I do a segment, and we, it's an exclusive interview, and things a live interview, but beyond the uniform. Like, I started a segment a few weeks ago. It's called Beyond the Uniform, and it's really just like veterans to be able to really share that story. Like, what's some powerful things, resources that you think that you can share to the world, and when you talk about beyond the uniform, some of the things that a veteran has to endure.
And I said is that although it was there, I didn't have it. So I had to learn how to internalize and be that positive person, and go out and meet different people, and keep the people that were around me, because it was the church, it was my family, I didn't, that time it wasn't really a reason. It was stuff there for veterans, so I'm not saying that, but for me, I didn't have that. I didn't have that connection. I didn't have the ties. I didn't have that resource. Yeah, I could call the VA, and they already know what's going on, but I had already dealt with that, and I had to battle with Social Security. So it was, and when I say battle with Social Security, it was because this doctor over here said I had 0 T cells. And I'm now HIV, because and that was before I didn't meet the level. I didn't meet Social Security's criteria.
Mm.
And so we had to battle back and forth.
Right.
We had a physician assistant over here versus an MD over here telling him that, or her.
Wow. So check this out. Go ahead and share what people can be able to look at right there. Share where they can find you at, man. So where they can find you at, bro.
Well, right now,
Go ahead and sell yourself. Not like that. Not like you in the adult club, but like go ahead and sell yourself there and right there. Look at the camera and go ahead and sell yourself.
Well, right now we are doing pre-sales.
Man, talk up, man. Nobody can talk up.
Well, we're doing pre-sales right now, and you can go on to. There's a link that I have passed out on my Facebook page. It's under Mikel V. Alexander, or you can see it on my TikTok. Do I have TikTok? I think it's on TikTok. But on TikTok. But you can get it. You can order through Amazon.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, let me sell him for himself. All right, like let me put him out there. Right. So you can go on my Facebook page, Brandon Abbey on Facebook, and you'll see it. Believe his glory, my story. Also on Amazon. Go get the free link. Go click it. It's how much? $4.99 on Amazon. Go ahead and get your shot. Go get your copy. Go ahead and lock it in. So that way you can go share it with a friend. If you want to hear a combat story, that is, believe it, his glory, my story is a combat story. Like 33 years of this man dealing with something that he contracted in 1992. And he's here to have that conversation right now, talking about it. And he talked a little bit about how veterans can be able, like resources, veteran resources are freaking, what's going on right now in the world is, I don't even want to talk about it. I just kind of stay out the way of it, right? Like, yeah, because I don't want to flip them. Yeah, I don't want to be a donkey, right? So let me tell you, go and get this book, though. Go get this book drops. It launches rather on October 30th on his birthday. Go, he just gave a beautiful story. So go and do that for his birthday, even if you get the Kindle book, right? So check this out. You can follow me on Mr. Diamond 2.0 on Instagram and TikTok, as well as, Battle Tested Live on YouTube, as well as Facebook and all of that. But YouTube, you will find this video on Battle Tested Live on YouTube, okay? Right? Like, let's hashtag, man, you guys have been battle tested. I want to hear some stories. Hashtag Battle Tested Live on everywhere. Let's make this thing, because you have been battle tested and you have been through some things, and we are here for you. You got one last word that you want to send the people out with?
God bless you.
God bless you, right? So just like we started, I just started off today because we got started fast and I wanted to get in there, right? We're going to be doing one day at a time, one moment at a time. Hey, let's be back here next week. Same time, same channel. Friday at 5 o'clock, BFAM1096.com. Let's go.